Recording is on.
Wow. Voila. No, because it's really complicated after to take notes and to make questions at the same time.
So I'm just telling you. So there is a bit of echo now that your recording is strange. No, it's not anymore. I'm just telling you that you should concentrate more on what you have been doing so far in the figures, which is concentrating of making sure that the simulations you're going to show make sense, they're credible, that you need to bring, your job is to bring everything together to make your business successful. That's your job. Your job is not to do this document, and even if you do it, it won't be taken into account, it won't be credible, because you cannot be requesting money and using the money. You cannot, it's like you cannot be the doctor and the patient. You cannot be the client and the provider. Your seat is the seat of the guy who's supposed to know how to action in order to transform an idea into money. That's your job. And because you can transform this idea into money by actions, which are what we know, marketing, sales, techno, etc. Because of that, people are willing to put money in order to get back some money, the investors. So they need your figures, the one you worked on last week and this week, in order to decide if it's worth investing. So if they are not sure, it means they are going to go back to you saying, your figures are not credible enough in this, and that. And then this part you can work on. And you can work on proving to them that actually they are wrong, or that for any, these kind of things. Like, for example, if a guy tells you, there is no way you can bring 300 customers per day in this type of business in the coming 6 months because of the seasonality, etc. Your job is to prove him wrong, because you're supposed to know the seasonality better, because it's your industry, it's your business, and you're the one putting the effort for that. Right? But working on this document yourself and trying to meet those indicators, it's going to be a lot of time, a lot of pain, and at the end of the day, it won't be used. So my personal recommendation is, don't spend time. Let the investors do their job, because they're going to do it anyway. They're not going to ask you the permission. They're just going to do it. So be extremely good at what you've been doing already, which is the simulations, the figures, projections, and keeping more clients in the pipeline. I think. Hopefully I'm right.
There is any way you can go inside the Excel now, the one it is, the last link I sent to you?
Okay, I
it's
no
the
need
same
to.
one you saw before, but now we do have the graph.
Okay, let me check. Yeah, this one, yes, because it's Google, so no problem.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay. Good.
If you go to the slide all graph, and if you put in the view to 50% in the zoom, you will see all the graph, almost all the graph in one page.
Voila. Bravo.
What do you think about the numbers? If you go to read the graph, what is your interpretation?
So, the first one I'm looking at is total income versus total costs.
Which one? The realistic or
Yes,
which
realistic.
one? Realistic here.
Realistic.
So here. The one in the right or the one in the left?
Right.
Okay, so the one I'm moving. This one. Okay.
So
it's not the type of graph you requested. It's not really like that in our case, but maybe if you do a lot of zoom, you will see a little difference.
I think it's already good. So,
what is your understanding if you want to just to read the document? What do you understand from this?
If I check this graph, I'm gonna tell you on year 4, you're making almost 1.5 million in expenses, and you're earning only 1. You're making more, yeah. You're making 1.25 on year 3. Sorry, 1.25 in expenses, and you're making in revenue just 1.6 maximum. So I'm gonna say, well, the expenses between year 1 and year 3, they're not exploding, but they're increasing very fast. Less fast than revenue, that's fair, but still very fast. The slope is like more. It's all here. It's big slope. So it's like it's probably because you have HR in this, so it's following the revenue. So I would personally think, is there any way that you can try to generate more of a revenue per head, one way or the other? Because expenses, it's probably difficult to decrease without making problems in the organization. But
I don't
then,
understand the one you just said, to increase more revenue by head. What do you mean?
well, I might, if you have 5 people generating 100,000, can you have 5 people generating 1 million instead, or 200,000 or 300? What do you need in order to generate more revenue per head? Per sales, if you prefer, or per head. Because when I see the graph here, I'm suspecting that it's increasing fast, the expenses, because of the HR recruitment. More people, I guess. But I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yes, we are supposed to increase the quantity of people, but we are supposed to train them correctly. As you said, yes, training is in the list.
Yeah, it's more the duration. During 2 years, expenses are increasing very steadily. So it's not during the first 6 months, it's during 2 years. And we see the expenses, we see a real change between expense and the revenue just on year 4. So that's a bit far.
Come
I'm
again?
not saying it's not normal. I will definitely challenge it.
Come again? No, I didn't follow. It was a cut. I didn't understood.
I will challenge why we can't have more difference between expense and the revenue before year 4.
Okay, take it the note. Yes.
Okay. So I'm looking at the graph below it, 2022. You have 3 scenarios, one red, one green. I don't understand what they're representing.
Okay. In this scenario, what we put in place is in one specific year, the next year, we say we have the pessimist. So red is the cost, green is the sales. If we see the sales in the first half of the year go more than better, more than pessimistic, so we can be in the scenario 2 or 3. So we can be in the realistic or in the optimistic. We expect to close at the end of the year many things. It will take long 12 months to do this negotiation. So probably we'll see at the end. So according to how we see the negotiation during the first part of the year, if we are in in pessimistic or realistic. So if
Okay.
we are
So
in,
I understand. The good news is, in each scenario, the revenue is a bit higher than the expenses. So in each scenario, you're still making profit. That's good. But I'm wondering why in each scenario, even the optimistic one, you have so much expense. I would. It's probably because it's the first year, so you put more investment. You have more clients, but the investment is really high. But I will challenge, between realistic and pessimistic, you really have that much expense each time. I'm wondering why it's so high. That will be a question, and you'll probably have a good answer. But yeah,
because
that's
it's the moment
but
to exactly to invest the money they give us. So we're going in. We want to maximize the expenses to invest in what we have. This strategy that we believe in that will put us in the optimistic path.
yeah, and you cannot get more revenue from that in the first year. Are you going to have some impact? For example, let's say we are in the optimistic scenario where you have more money to invest. Do you think some of the green will be in the year after from this red?
Yes, all this investment will be impacted the next year.
Okay, that's probably something to explain. Now, if I look at the graph, key employees, marketing, technology, administration, legal, finance, commercial, on the left in the middle,
Which one? Here?
you cannot see the one.
Here, the one I just put
Yes,
right on.
this one. Yes, this one.
Okay, this is really different point of view.
Yeah, yeah.
We took this is a totally management point of view of understanding everything. So we say how we spend the money in what subjects.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I see. So
And just to be clear, we have 5 different big steps to take, and that is the reason why we have this in this way.
good. Like it. I don't see any real thing to challenge. I find it quite reasonable. The fact that you don't have any administration on the first pile, fundamentals, is probably wrong. You
And then
cannot you cannot avoid administration. I doubt it. But your choice. But I highly doubt it. You're gonna have to sign contracts with the salespeople. You're gonna have to sign contracts with the clients. You're gonna have to send invoices. You're gonna have to, call your accountant and check. All this shit is done even in the first month. You cannot avoid doing it. So I'm challenging the fact that you don't have green on the first pile. Uh, I might challenge the fact that the green is smaller in the expansion phase compared to the B2C phase, but why not? If you know how to explain it, that's fine. Little details, huh? It's tiny. Mm, yeah, first shot, I will just say that. And then the graphs. So for the graphs, 2021, 2, 3, 4. So the good news is they're quite. Can you still hear me? Hello?
sorry, there was a lot of people making noise here, so I put myself in mute. But yes,
No
I can
problem.
still listen to you.
Okay. I'm just saying for the pipes for the for
For
the
this,
uh, for the pies.
the
Um,
bike down. Okay.
yeah. So they're consistent. So okay, they're consistent. That's good. There is being so much in HR is a bit disturbing when you think that you are in IT.
That's why. Exactly. That's why. Because the technology cost. When you say exactly HR is the salary of the people making the technology and making the support of the technology more than the maintenance of the technology. Technology can be really scalable.
Hmm. So yeah, but then it's yeah.
Do you prefer to put the salary of the specific people inside something different?
Yes, I think it will make more sense when I see that now, because we cannot see really the size of R&D compared to sales, you know? So it's like all the HR in blue, but then what's really, you see what I mean? So yeah,
So you want to
it's probably, it's not good enough like that. You probably need to have something more like what is spending for the marketing, what is the spending for the sales, what is the spending for R&D, what is the spending for um, administration, etc. But the HR part, put it in the departments they are used for. Otherwise, I might have told you the opposite last time, and sorry about that if it's the case. But yeah, if it's all HR versus R&D, it means that in the R&D you just then have all the IT parts, which is not enough, because you need to know, it's a wrong view. You're in IT, you're not in. This is typical graph from people doing logistics, right? And even logistics, their IT will be bigger than that. So or retail, it's like when you have a lot of labor. So it's probably better to switch to HR. This is the salaries into the departments they are belonging to.
okay.
More reasonable.
Okay. So I will do insert a graph, an image.
Carrier. And this one is. And the one at the bottom, I don't understand it.
The last one, you don't?
Well, I do, but I'm wondering if it's really. Yeah, I get it. I find it less.
You don't find it useful?
I'm thinking about another way to display it, but let's say that it's difficult to know if you're going to follow that one, because this is more like, where do I need to focus in the coming year? Yeah, that's what you want, but then you have a new client who can bring you 2 million in 6 months. You're gonna shift all your priorities internally to achieve that. So it's
True.
see what I mean?
True. Yes.
So it's like, I'm not sure it's a good tool, because it can be challenged a lot on, how can you know that 3 years from now you're gonna be spending like 80%, 18% of your time on
Well,
people
number one, for that, for sure, you are talking about the future. No one knows the future. If we know the future, we are not here. We have a plan, and what we have is the representation of that plan.
Yeah,
And the
true.
plan is an orientation of what we want to do. It's not what we will do.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But now, how did you get those figures?
Because it's the consequence, the numbers are a consequence of the plan we have in place, the strategy we have in place.
Okay. So, yeah. I would say less useful, but why not? Why not? At least
So
it
it
means
is a
it
complementary, but not really interesting. Okay.
yeah, no, I would say the following: people are less used to see that, but you know, they'll be interested to see how you can defend it. So why not?
Okay.
They'll be like intrigued. They'll be like, okay, let's listen to him and see how we can fight that one. So that's worth keeping it.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. According to the numbers you see here and the graph you see here, there is something else disturbing you or bringing your attention to something?
I just lost the graph. Where are you? Did I close it? No. Here. Yeah, just one thing.
Tell me.
I don't see the consistency between this graph here,
Which one?
total cost versus income year after year.
This one? The one I'm moving?
Yes. Okay, you have
Yes.
that one, and then you have the other one next to
This
it
one?
with the green and red line.
Okay, and let me explain you. It's not missing consistency. What you see here in the one I'm moving all the way is we have three scenarios and one scenario of cost. What you see in the other one, in the little one, is only one scenario of the sales. So you don't see three. There is not a missing.
Okay, and what is the scenario I see right now?
The wait. Let me just put it away because I think it's going to be much more simple to do like this.
No.
This
Just
one,
yes, this one. What is
the
scenario?
realistic.
Okay, but the other one says realistic too.
Yeah, because it was running the title is realistic, optimistic, and pessimist.
Okay, so can you show me the one in the other graph? What is the scenario? I like to see the scenario corresponding to this. Yes.
Yeah.
It should be the realistic, right?
Yes, is this one. The little green.
The middle green, right? Or
The
the
middle
light green?
the middle.
The middle. Okay. So that okay. So now I understand better, and you understand probably better why I was like challenging your realistic thing. It's because you have an optimistic one where the revenue are really exploding and the expenses are way below.
And do you think this price is really low because it's wrong to be low?
Yeah. Okay. No, frankly, I think you have all what you need here. So
Good to
I
know.
will from there, I would strongly recommend to not try to build anything else, but just concentrate on digesting this and thinking it through it again, just to review if you think you need some adjustments in the figures, an adjustment in your story.
Okay.
But you don't, frankly, I don't think you need much more than that, unless they have specific questions and you don't have this and you need to work on it. But it's already a lot in order and way enough in order. So now it's more about how can you fight back when they're going to challenge all this, and digest to make sure that all this is very consistent and makes sense, and there is no discrepancy somewhere and those kind of things. But you don't need more. Now you need to focus and concentrate.
Okay.
Don't try to build more. Strong recommendation. You have far enough things to build a case and get the money.
Okay. Okay, totally, yes, I understand.
Cool.
Thanks a lot, man. And for tomorrow, if I finish all this, really, if I really write to finish, what I send to you is if you want to do something tomorrow.
Why not? I'm not sure yet, but why not? And I'm still not sure because I'm really tired. And also, it is gonna be like full of crowded of people, etc. I'm
As you
wondering.
want.
I guess so, right?
As you want, because you can always say no or. But
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Who's joining? You're going?
no, my
Or you...
intention was to put you outside. So to push
Oh,
you
that's
outside.
nice. That's
Yes,
nice.
it's not to
Yeah, I know.
bring more people.
Yeah. But who'll be there? Are you going with Aurélie and others?
Sure,
Or
if
just...
already would say yes or no, I didn't ask her. I can. Why not? I can ask. But she proposed me a different
It's
thing.
your girlfriend, my friend. You decide. I don't.
I'm not obliged to go every single time with her outside. Yeah?
It's true, but yeah, you know it better. So I'm so tired. Oh,
Better for what?
sorry.
You say it's better. Better for what?
Is that did I say it's better? No,
Yes, you
I
should say
don't
it's
think
better.
I don't think I said it's better. I must have said something else, but I don't remember.
You're totally dead.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Well, not a problem. I'm going to stop recording. One
Yes.
second.
Okay. Happy